This is week 187 on HRT, and this week my breasts haven't been hurting that much. Last I measured on them, there was about, yesterday, I believe it was, or is the day before yesterday, Monday. Yeah, but they measured 36 inches and an eighth of an inch. It's like 36 and an eighth of an inch, something like that, inches. So yeah, so other than that, I've noticed really nothing physical changes besides my breasts going up that very little. It's kind of going little, like an eighth of an inch difference is all it's been. So yeah, as it's going up and down just a little bit, seems like it's only an eighth of an inch. So yeah, and I had my appointment. Yeah, basically we had like the last one where they had to just do stupid standard tests like your flexibility and other crap like that, like walking and whatnot. But I had to get a script for x-rays, and then today I had the x-rays. Saturday I had the other appointment, so just barely got back from having x-rays done. And hopefully everything goes good. Yeah. Other than that, you can see the shirt I'm wearing. This is my zombie killing tank. I found it, like I mentioned in a different video how I found it. I think I mentioned it, but I found it. My sister took it, and it took me more than a year to find it. Found it in her closet. It's like the reason why I found it in her closet is because I went in there to use the mirror. It's like she has a full-length mirror, but I used her full-length mirror. But then I was like, I just was wondering, because I had to put some of her stuff away that was laying on the coffee table, put it away in her room, so I put it on the shelf in her closet. But I found it that day in the closet. I was like, that looks different. Then I looked, and then it ends up with my shirt I've been trying to find for like I don't know how long. Yeah. If you look at my face, the only makeup I have on right here in this area, I have concealer on. The kind that I do use is this is the kind I've been using. You can see it. Yeah, and it's the light one. Yeah, because if you look at my skin, how light it is. So, and lip gloss is the other one. It's one from Avon. My mom let me choose a bunch of makeup, like I mentioned in a different video. Yeah, it's what is it, like plum, something plum, or it's a red, like a red purplish color, but it works good with my lips and whatnot, so my face. And a technique that I've learned about lip makeup, it was Lucille Sorella, one of her blogs. It was about a month ago she did this blog, or 2 months ago, something like that. It was saying the iris of your eyes, like if you can see my eyes, yeah, the iris of your eye. Match your lip color to that shade. Like if you take that shade, then match that to your lips, then it works better with your skin tone and it brings everything out a lot better. Then and it won't actually make you look like you're trying so hard or you're like too much like drag queenish or too much makeup. Makes it look more natural and more subtle. But yeah, and the kind I'm wearing is an 8-hour kind, but it does rub off a little bit, but it stays. Once it sets, it like stays and it moisturizes at the same time, so that's good. So that's all the makeup I'm wearing today. So this is how I look, and I'm so cute. Yeah. And if you want to see, yeah, that's pretty much how my breasts have been looking. Doesn't seem like much. I'm wearing a 32C cup, even though I measure a D, a small D. Seems like a C cup fits me better, except in push-up bras. It seems like they're starting to get smaller, my push-up bras. So, like I mentioned, 2 of them for sure. 1 of them definitely. So, other than that, all my measurements, like the under bust is still 32. That hasn't changed. My waist has gone back to a 37 because it went down to a 36 and it went back up to a 37. My lower waist about 2.5 inches under the navel, 39 inches roughly. And my hips, where the bone is, like the widest part, is 34.5 inches, I believe. Yeah, that's just my measurements, and yeah. Other than that, no real significant changes. The changes are going a little bit slow, and yeah, I just wish I had the surgeries all, because lately, instead of taking showers, I was taking baths, and when I was sitting there, I was like, I really need the surgery. Then this is what happened, because when I sat down and everything, the way I sat down, everything ended up being tucked back like I was wearing a gaff. But then I was looking, it's like, that looks correct, that looks right. But then when you see the actually what's there and whatnot, it's like, really, that does not look right at all. That's gross and disgusting. So when I don't see the genitalia that I do have, like the male genitalia, it sucks to have it. Yes, it does. Even though it's just reality and whatnot of it. It sucks, but I have to deal with it until I get surgery. Hopefully I can get on this insurance and get the surgery and whatnot. So yeah, so I've been trying since March, get on this, and it's just taking their sweet little time, wanting more information on like this, that, and this and the other. So it's irritating, but yeah. Other than that, my scoliosis is causing back pain, and I've recently just been having tons of neck pain too. It sucks, but what am I to do about it? And on my appointment that was on Saturday, they're saying, because I found out what the other thing was, it's like scoliosis and a little bit of, it's like hematosis. It's like, yeah, hematosis, I think is what he said. It's one of those words that starts with an H. It's like hematosis. That's the only word I can think of. That's what he was saying. But yeah, other than that, really nothing physical changes. My muscles haven't changed. They haven't gone up. They haven't gone down. So that's one thing. This is the outfit I'm wearing today. Yeah, that's what I decided to wear today. Because I like the style, wearing a skirt or pants. Especially this one. Yeah, I got this skirt at a store that's not there anymore. It was in the mall. Different store. It's like Macy's took over it, so. But the thing is, when I got this skirt, it was before I transitioned. It was at the beginning when I started my transition, like getting clothes and stuff. So I have clothes. So when I did start my transition, I had clothes already. Yeah, so I wouldn't have that issue. But I got this skirt in the kids section and it fits because I'm that skinny. So other than that, yeah. My book that I've been writing has been going good. I'm on chapter 6, and the journal that was a prop for it, I'm filling that in the pages. And I was thinking like how my steampunk outfit, I was missing the goggles, the pendant watch that doesn't take batteries, one that winds up, and like a purse or a bag or something like that. But what I want is a steampunk purse that, depending on how you put the straps, it can be used as a backpack or a purse that's big enough to fit my UV sun umbrella when it's folded up. That's about like this long when it's folded up. And the journal has to fit both of those in it. Other than that, I've been enjoying writing this book, and it's going more into like that love story kind of between the two characters. They're lesbians. Like the one that's based on me, she's a trans lesbian. But the thing is, the way the story takes place, it's back in November. It's like it starts in November 2nd, 1886. So it's around that time period, but it's in a steampunk setting. So if you don't know what steampunk is, I suggest looking it up. Yeah, it's really interesting. Then part of the book I want to have in it is it goes into this big old thing about the LGBT community. Like, because in the book, the governing laws of the land, it's illegal to be in the LGBT community the way it's set up in the book. But there's going to be a scene, like a part of the book I'm going to have, where it goes in more detail on that issue with the characters and how they end up standing up for what's right and everything. It's going to be really interesting because of that time period, because it's steampunk and whatnot to go together. Because when I first was deciding to write this, I wanted to write a book about a transgender person, like a trans lesbian, because that's what I am. So then I was like, I wanted to write like a steampunk story, like a movie or something. So I was like, I came up with like a scene and everything. Then I ended up, it's like, I just figured out it would be a steampunk, because steampunk's my favorite genre. But like steampunk, but I'll also be like a trans lesbian in a steampunk world, and how that works out. Because it's based on me and my steampunk outfit, then that outfit and everything, it's like and when I'm dressed up and everything, like a steampunk time traveler, and that's what the character is. She is a steampunk time traveler that's a trans lesbian in a lesbian relationship. That's they're trying to hide it, and the crew of the airship they're on, they know about it, but they're very accepting. But everything on the outside world, um, haven't gotten to that part of the story yet. But it's going to go into that really big governing issue about what's right and what's not, about the LGBT community. Yeah. So that's basically what the book's about. And it also has vampires in it. That's another big part of the story. Like the vampires, and there's a werewolf that was mentioned in it so far. But that's another big part of the story. But the part I'm on in the story, they're in a garden. Yeah, it's like a garden where it never snows, and it's just really interesting. So, and there's gonna be gnomes in it, the book. Yeah, like those lawn gnomes, but they actually come to life and whatnot. So that's another detail that's gonna be in the book that's not in there yet. But yeah, other than that, so I was reading all this is like, that's the only thing I'm missing from my outfit is the goggles, the pendant watch, and the purse. That's a backpack type purse. I can fit that umbrella parasol and my journal in it. Journal. And so I was like, I was upstairs in the kitchen. I was like, like canning supplies, like bottling food. Like canning food. It was the ring, not the lid, but the ring itself that screws on. I was like, wait a minute. I can't use these when they're rusted because it doesn't seal properly. Rust gets in it and whatnot. So I was like, I can take the rusted ones, then use it for goggles. I've seen a tutorial on YouTube and like online how to do it. So I was debating on whether or not to do it because I was debating whether or not to buy a specific pair I've been debating against. So then I was like, the dogs that like we have ended up chewing up one of my mom's pairs of shoes. So they were in the garbage and I was looking at it, I was like, I can use that. That's like the fake leather. It's like I can use that as the straps on the goggles. So then what I did was I ended up making these ones. You can see these were like connected like side to side, and I just cut it. I measured like this part and it ends up wasn't long enough, so I decided, because I've seen this kind of design before, so I decided to do that and make it long enough. Then I put this piece, it's all held together by paper clips. So all the metal pieces like this belt piece and these other pieces are paper clips, and didn't have anything used for lenses, so temporary. So what I used for the lenses, because it's temporary, it's not the permanent lenses that's going to be out there, temporary lenses. It's like one of those plastic containers like that you find in a grocery store that cookies come in, those kind of plastic containers. So I cut it out of that. So far this is what the goggles look like. They're unfinished. I'm still debating whether or not to put like the soft pads around the eye part. Other than that, they're usable. So yeah, because right now they are usable. So that's one thing off my list of parts for my outfit. So I'm just missing 2 parts now for my outfit, and yeah, that's what they look like. When I first put them on, when I was able to wear them, I was like, I'm cute. It's like, I'm a cute girl. It's like, really cute. Yeah. It's like, because when I did, it's like, I looked in the mirror like, I'm so cute. I'm a cute girl. Then like It's like so much. I look in the mirror and I see myself these days. I don't see anything else but myself, the girl that I really am on the inside. Now it's starting to portray on the outside instead of me showing people something I'm not, showing people the real me, who I am. Yeah. So, and the other thing that's really been interesting with all these appointments and whatnot I have to be going to, they keep asking if I'm pregnant. I keep getting asked that a lot lately, if I'm pregnant. But I don't explain to them that I'm trans because that's on a need to know basis. And if it was need to know, they would know. But it's not need to know, so they don't know. So it's like, it's a lot better not telling, because then I get treated different. I've been treated like, I can say 1,000% awesomely good, like the cute girl I am. It's like when I get the x-rays, I had to change to one of those gown type things. They have that ties in the back. I couldn't have, because they had to go like far down to about they had to go from up here on my neck down to about, like, where my hip is about right down here. They had to go that far. So I couldn't have my pants on, my jeans, and my bra on and shirt. So I had to take my shirt and bra off and my pants. But since I was wearing the gown covered up, I was still comfortable. Because if they had to see things, I was a little uncomfortable if they had to see down there. But luckily, yeah. So other than that, the x-rays went good. It's interesting getting x-rays. This was the second time ever I had them done in my life. It's like you can't feel it, but you know it's happening. It's like you know the x-rays are going on, but you can't feel it happening, even though you know it's radiation, but it's a lower dose of radiation. But yeah, it's interesting. I've still been wanting a girlfriend. Someone, how I mentioned in my other videos, someone that's like the same build as me, smaller breasts. Like, I mean small breasts, not an AA, like an A, B, or a BC, something like that. But on the small side. But someone who's nerdy, especially something like steampunk. And I really am attracted to redheads. So, yeah. Other than that, I'm happy. I've been happy because of it. Yeah. So happy that I don't know how I'm ever going to be unhappy ever again. Except for one thing. It's my genitalia. That's the only thing that makes me unhappy as of lately. And earlier today, because I took the bus up there to my appointment, there's 2 different people that had babies, and I was like, really? And the whole entire thing, when I get asked if I'm pregnant and whatnot, that affects me very little, but it affects me a lot, because how I can't get pregnant and have kids. So I was like, I have to get through this. Don't cry. It's okay. It's okay, girl. So there's always adoption is a thing, or because I do still produce a little bit of sperm, I may, when I get that perfect someone, it's like if I have surgery first before I find her, probably gonna have to save some spermies, and that could be one way you can do it. But if I meet her before the surgery, we could try before or just after surgery, like before the surgery, say it, then when we're ready, then it's right there. And I only want one kid, like one baby of my own, a baby girl. That's what I want. That's what I've been wanting since 2006. I wasn't fully sure until it was like towards like the middle of 2012 when I realized what the hormones can actually do and whatnot. That's when I realized I want for sure at least one kid of my own, a girl. And I already have a name picked out for her. One of my other videos I said I wasn't gonna mention it because it's a rare name and not very many people have it. And I don't really want someone else to have it, but I'm gonna say the name because I already have a name picked out for her and whatnot. It's Kaliza. Yeah, Kaliza is how it's pronounced. Kaliza. But the way it's spelled is, I think it's Koliza. Yeah, but it's pronounced Kaliza, even though there's an O. Yeah, depending on. But I tried looking up that name and I couldn't find any information on it. So if any of you know any more information about that name, you can leave it in the comments below. Yeah, because that's the name of how I chose it. It was interesting. It's like back in 2003, forever ago. I think I mentioned this in a different video, but I had one thought on my mind at the time, and that's one of them. And that's just something that just popped in my head. Kaliza. Koliza. Koliza. It's either Kaliza or Koliza. It's like Kaliza is how I generally pronounce that name. It's like Kaliza. It's like Koliza or Kaliza, but it's like Kaliza. Sometimes it comes out Koliza, sometimes Kaliza. But if I just randomly say it's like Kaliza, that's how it sounds and everything. So that's the name. So if you want to share your thoughts on that, go ahead. I'd appreciate that. But when that time comes when I'm able to have kids, hopefully when that time comes when I find that person, they can have that technology even better where they can actually tell which sperm is going to be a boy or a girl, which one is which, or which egg, or which of which is going to be a boy or a girl. I'm not sure how they could do that. I heard something to do with the sperm, but from some of the research I've done. But if they can figure that out, I would definitely choose girl right off the bat and do it that way. Or how I mentioned, possibly be able to do that other way where they can take someone's undeveloped egg, then take the nucleus out, put like the sperm into it and replace the nucleus. Then when it's fully developed, it would be my DNA and whatnot. Could do it that way, but then you have to use someone else's sperm. So, and in that same research is the same. They may be able to determine if the sperm's going to be a boy or a girl, because they have to do careful testing to find out what's going to be viable enough so it will survive and whatnot. So, if that way, then I can become pregnant that way. But I don't want someone else to be the father, because I want to be the mother. 100% the mother, not the father. But I don't want someone else to be the father. I don't want anyone to be the father. That's how I feel. I don't want anyone to be the father. but I want to be the mother. That's how I feel. Other than that, someone would have to be the father if it was done that way. Because if I was the father, that would be awkward because that could lead to all birth defects. 100% this DNA and 100% this DNA being practically the same. Yeah. I don't want to even go that way, so it's probably going to happen between me and the person that's going to be my someone, the one that I find that I'll be together for the rest of our lives with. So other than that, I've been happy. Especially when writing this book, my mind hasn't been wandering off on trans issues, and just generally lately, no trans issues have been on my mind. It's just, I'm a girl, I like girls, I'm a lesbian, and that's it. So, a girl that likes steampunk a lot. But other than that, yeah. If you haven't read my last blog about my steampunk jewelry, the link's down there. So, until next time, comment, rate, and subscribe, and click that link down there to donate to my surgery fund when I have that set up. It will be down there. I'm going to be setting it up really, really soon. So, surgery fund will be down there again. And always, my blog is always down there. So check out my blog. And I'm going to do another blog soon too, so yeah.